Hello, beautiful friends. This is Erika coming on here to do a video that I was just called to do because I was getting a massive download tonight. And even though I've had an intense day working, doing healing sessions and videos, and I was in the middle of relaxing, I kept getting this massive download. I even went in the shower and was like, let's just kind of just relax. And it just kept coming in more and more. So I'm obviously at this point being called to do some messages for the collective that I know are obviously important. So, this is a video. I'm not going to be pulling cards, but I am going to be channeling directly from source, from spirit, of what's been coming through tonight. And I have my crystal lotus flower here lit in the middle of my table, and I've burned some mugwort to release negative energies and to clear the space. And now I'm going to be lighting some Palo Santo, which is a beautiful, beautiful energy for bringing in positivity, just to add to the energy of this message. Now, again, those of you who saw my dream message last week, I don't normally do these types of videos, but seemingly am called to this at this time, and I know there's a reason. So tonight is going to be a little message channeled from spirit in solidarity for my other light workers. Okay, this is, if you are a light worker, if you are doing healing work from the place of love and caring and wanting to make this world a better place, if you are somebody who has a YouTube channel, who is putting yourself out there to share your message and spread your light, this is a message in solidarity for all of you. And I'm just going to cut right to the chase. So, we're in an important time right now. We're in an important time in the ascension process and the awakening of consciousness to where we're reaching critical mass. And it's in this energy where the opposing forces, the shadow side, the fears, all of the negativity can be kicking up pretty big time. And those of you guys that are light workers, those of you that are doing healing, those of you that are doing YouTube channels, you know when you put yourself out there on doing this, you're going to get people that are giving negative comments, criticism, feedback, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's par for the course. It's putting yourself out there, sharing your message, and you're always going to get this. It's just par for the course. But I'm coming on here today because I feel like there's a lot of pressure and tension being put on the light workers at this time to dissuade them from their path, to cause doubts, fears, coming in with criticism. It's especially important for those of you that are doing this work to shore up, I don't know, they're saying put up your dukes, but it's not even put up your dukes. It's more like, just be prepared for this. Be ready for this. So what's happening here is, guys, people like to criticize. People like to criticize how you do your readings, how you have your setup. I didn't see it that way. I saw it this way. I didn't like when you said this because I thought you were blah, blah, blah. Like, people feel the need, especially behind a keyboard on the computer, to share what they do. And I don't give it lip service. The overwhelming majority of the time, it's like it's like it doesn't even matter, but I'm being extra called tonight to share this message in solidarity with my other light workers, because I even tried to ignore this message, and I was in the shower and it kept coming more and more and more and more. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get out of the shower and record this message, even though this is not what I want to say, because I don't even want to give it lip service. But what I'm sharing with you is this is a way of transmuting this negative energy and exposing it to the light. This light that comes from enlightenment, this lotus flower, the light. And what I'm noticing now is that the dark in my room is illuminating this light even more. Because of the dark, this light can be seen even more. when I have my lights on, when I have my video setup going, when I'm doing my normal videos, you can hardly see the candle. You can hardly see the light. But the light is coming through right now extra brightly, extra sparkly, because it's surrounded by the dark. So guys, this is not an accident. You know, there was a situation today where many of you know, like you guys have probably watched the video. If you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. In the video today, I talked about this new moon on Friday. This beautiful new moon, this beautiful energy, this new start, this manifesting energy, and the messages and the clarity have come through so clearly that this is a very big time. And there was somebody who decided to come onto the channel and criticize me for not knowing officially whether it was the new moon in Aries or, as I mentioned, someone mentioned new moon in Scorpio. And they decided to tell me that because I didn't do my research ahead of time, I wasn't professional, and this person was trained in leadership, this person was trained in professionalism and communication and all this stuff. And I had to smile. I had to smile because this is something I have broken through in my life. And I've spoken about this from stage when I've been in front of audiences of thousands of people. I have broken free from the paradigm of needing to be professional, being accepted, being polished in order to be credible. This is my conditioning. This is how I grew up. I mean, I freaking went to Harvard. You know, this is the quintessential, you have to be polished, professional. Emotion, there's no room for emotion. There's no room for any error. Like, you have to be perfect. You have to fit the mold. You have to fit society's mold of the ideal. And guess what, guys? I broke free from that more than a decade ago. I broke free of the mold of needing to be acceptable to other people. I broke free of the mold of needing to be perfect in order to be heard. And I stepped forward in my authenticity. Guess what? It takes freaking guts to get on a goddamn camera and share your message, whether you are polished or you've done your research or have figured it out. And I salute every single one of you that are doing this in your own life. This is quintessential, and this is something that the collective is going through. Those of you that have embarked on your mission, I know I've spoken to so many of you. You guys have done sessions with me. Like, I know you know who you are. This is where people are going to criticize you. They're going to make you doubt. They're going to make you, not that I doubted. I didn't doubt for 1 second when I got this criticism today, FYI, which is why it wasn't even an issue. But I kept getting called to do this video because there are many of you at this point in your journey where you are starting to get some pushback, some criticism, some random things that are triggering you for your deepest fears. Because I've had many of these they roll like water off a duck's back. Like, this stuff used to bother me years ago, and it doesn't anymore because I know I'm in my truth. But Spirit is having me share this tonight for those of you that are at that delicate point of, am I doing the right thing? Am I people going to take me seriously? Do I have something to share? And Spirit is saying, fuck yes, pardon my French. And again, you guys know me that have been watching me. This is coming forth. It's like I'm being this warrior right now for many of you. And I'm bringing this through because many of you need to hear this. And I just found it fascinating because this person claimed to be schooled in leadership. Well, guess what leadership is, my friend? Leadership is stepping forward and doing what you're asking your people to do, what you're asking your troops to do. If you're in the military, if you are a leader, you are willing to do everything that you are asking other people to do or teaching other people to do. You're not posing. You're not saying, I'm this, I'm this. This person who criticized me for being unprofessional, is doing exactly what is in the conditioned energy of the collective. This person isn't free to show up in their authenticity because for fear of criticism, judgment, lack of success. And I don't blame this person for being in this place. Like, this is not a judgment upon them, because trust me, I've been in that energy before in my life, but I've broken free from it. And the truth about leadership is getting out there in your authenticity, being willing to show people that you're making mistakes. I'm out there in on my own video telling you I'm not an astrologer. I think I screwed up the name, the actual sign, astrological sign this new moon is in. Because when I'm on camera, it's like, oh my gosh, I got this. On my channel, I lose my conscious mind because I'm channeling and I don't remember what I know consciously. And guess what? It doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop me from giving my messages. It doesn't stop me from communicating the energies. It doesn't stop me from putting myself out there to do what I am called to do. And it breaks my heart that there are people out there that are so afraid of making mistakes or being laughed at or being criticized or being called unprofessional. I've been a naturopath in my life. And I have faced the criticism or the fear that because I'm not a quote unquote medical doctor, people won't take me seriously. Well, guess what? I have trained thousands of hours in disciplines medical doctors haven't. This is not saying anything bad about medical doctors, but this is about me owning my truth and owning my power. Just because I don't have an MD or a doctor in front of my name doesn't mean that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay? So this is the paradigm that we have grown up in. These are the conditions we've been grown up in, and I am here to call to you who are called to be healers, who are doing your healing work. Stand up and be proud of your truth. Who cares what anybody else says or thinks? You know, this person claiming to be trained in communications and leadership and profession is very professional, and calling me unprofessional is acting anything but. What is it about you? I ask you to check yourself if this is you, if you feel like criticizing whatever anybody's doing on YouTube, people who are putting themselves out there. If you are genuinely called to criticize or critique someone who's putting themselves out there, check yourself. What is it about you that feels the need to feel superior to somebody else? What is that? Why do you need to put it in a public forum? Why do you need to criticize somebody in a forum where other people will see it? Will that make you feel better? That is all three things. EGO. Plain and simple. And this is going to be triggering for some of you, because you may not have actually criticized me on the channel or posted a comment or anything, but you may have felt it or thought it. So this is an example of moving yourself to higher consciousness. If you're watching this information, if you're watching this channel, you are drawn to being in higher consciousness. So this is your chance to truly move to higher consciousness. So I hope that those of you that are doing your healing work, if this is supporting you in any way, I'm with you. You know, I have done a video that I have not posted on the channel, which is addressing some of the things where people feel called to criticize. It's, are you actually walking the walk? You're talking about being here and being higher consciousness, but are you living it in your day-to-day life? So I send all of my light workers, all of you that are doing your work, following your path, being brave, badass, and going against the grain, I salute every single one of you. In abundant love, always.